Hey everybody, welcome back to the Shopify video course. In this video, we're going to go over the Shopify App Store and the Google Shopping app. If you've already went through the blueprint, you know what the Google Shopping app is. If you haven't, basically it's a way that we are going to link our products up to Google to be able to sell them in Google Shopping's platform or on Google Shopping's platform. So I just want to cover really quick. We just made our website in the last video. You can see here is the site that I made. I made a few edits, like I added some text here, changed the name of the blog just so it looked nicer. But basically this, and added a favicon that I didn't have in the last video. But basically this is what I made in that last video. It only took about 15 minutes. So we are going to hop into the App Store now and see how we can add apps to our store. What is an app? It's the same thing as what you would have on your smartphone. It basically enhances our website or our how we sell our products, right? So there are apps for basically anything that you need for a new function that Shopify doesn't provide out of the box or that your app doesn't provide out of the box. So to get into the App Store, we're going to come back to our Shopify homepage dashboard and we're going to go down to Apps. And then this is basically our app dashboard. Notice we don't have any apps right now. It's recommending some apps here. But then you can actually go in and visit the App Store on a whole nother web page. And this is going to have all of the apps that Shopify currently offers. You'll see up in the top, you can select search apps based on different parts of your business. You can do free or actually monthly paid apps or maybe a one-time fee app. You can sort by popularity or what's new, and then kind of another basically way of sorting based on categories. So this is the Shopify App Store. I'm going to quickly show you if we search free that a ton of apps come up. I don't know if it actually says how many apps come up. No, 25 pages of apps. So you can see here, these are just Shopify apps that are free. And we have them by popular. So you'll see that the most Shopify apps have downloaded and reviewed this app here. Then it just goes in order. So I want to go over quickly a few different kinds of apps we should download for our store. Now, the reason I'm not going to show you specifically each app to download is because they change. The best one changes often. New ones come out often that are better, have more functions than the prior app that maybe we showed you a month ago. So what I'm going to do is show you the kinds of apps we need and also the price changes, right? So a lot of these are free now, but when they get a bunch of people on, then they jack up the price. So I'm going to walk you through the kinds of apps we should have on our store. And then when you're ready to start developing your store, you can come in here. You might want a free one. You might want a paid one. So I'm going to walk you through kind of what we want. The first thing we want is a reviews app. And that's really important. That should be on your store no matter what your store is. You should try to get reviews from your customers. So you should get a reviews app. I'm just going to quickly show you the one that Shopify has, and this is a Shopify app, so it's pretty much stays the same for free and the main app that people use for reviews. So I'm going to install this in the DSL theme, and I'll show you typically how quick it is and how easy it is to install an app onto your theme. Sometimes they ask you to do code. They'll add some code. They'll walk you through it. They'll give you step-by-step instructions. Or sometimes it's literally as easy as doing what I just did here. So we're going to wait a second for this to load. We don't have any reviews in our store. Okay, here you go. This is how easy it is. It's going to tell you, add this, and it'll tell you where. Paste this here. Add this there. And then verify that it's actually working correctly. So in the Shopify, in the DSL theme, we actually have already put this code in for you. So if you just came back to the DSL theme and reloaded the page, and then actually go into a product, we should now have the reviews just automatically in our store. And when somebody actually leaves a review, it'll show that star rating up here. So for some apps, this is already installed. It will say that already. If not, you just follow these simple instructions and then you review. Unfortunately, I still have my storefront password on, so it's not going to verify, but we'll continue without verifying. Okay, so that's how easy it is typically to install an app. Again, the more complex the app, the more complex the install. But typically it's that simple. So now we're back in our app store and you can see we have one app installed and it's showing in the dashboard. So we're going to go back to the App Store. I'm going to search by free again, and I'm going to keep walking through other apps that we should install. So we installed a review app. We should get a live chat app. So if we do a search for live chat, here are some of the ones that come up right now. I currently have this one, but again, the price can go up. There could be a better app that's available when you download this. So make sure you go in and you actually do a search and see which one will work best for your store at that time. Another thing that you should install is a heat map or a customer tracking. So again, right now is Lucky Orange is a big one. And this will actually show you like a video of your customers going around your store. So a way to track your customers. SEO for images. So if you do say this one right here, it's going to give you alt text on your product images, and so you don't actually have to do that. It'll do it automatically. Pop-ups, so coupon codes, things like that, sign up pop-ups. There's hundreds of apps. Look for the one that fits your store best and download that one. Way to track analytics. So right now, Compass is great and it's free. It's basically another Google Analytics, but it breaks it down in easy to understand little bites. So personally, this is what I use when I'm trying to kind of benchmark my store of where it was this month, where it was last month, and against industry averages. An instant search app, so might not be something you need, but if you start searching in here for a product, it'll actually give you a page of product. So it'll give you a page, but if you download one of the apps, one of the instant search apps, it would come down like this, listing the products from here, that razor, so then the person can just click on what they wanted. I forget the actual numbers, but if people search on your site, the percentage chance of them actually purchasing is way, way higher than if they don't, so you want that search to be as easy as possible. An image compressor. Right now, I think there's a main one. This one, Crush Picks, is what people use right now, and it's a great way to improve your site speed. Upsell apps where people, if they're purchasing one thing, it'll say, do you want this bonus, or do you want this included for a bundle price? So that's something that most people would want on their store. Product recommendations. So if a person has looked at products already, maybe those would then come up on that product page as well. And also another thing to look into is loyalty programs. If a person continuously comes back and purchases from your store, how can you give them a discount to keep coming back, or some sort of bonus to keep coming back? So those are just some apps that I think that you should look into. Again, you want to go through all of this, all free, paid, see what works in your budget, see what works for your niche, and I would also say, if you're not using an app, if it's something that you don't think is helping your store, remove it and uninstall it, because the more apps you add, the slower your website gets, because you have all these new add-ons. But the one app that everybody should download if you're following Dropship Lifestyle is the Google Shopping app. And that is right here. Okay, so this is the Google Shopping app, and basically I'm just going to quickly go through the screenshots. It shows you how to get your products into Google Merchant Center, which is kind of how Google pulls our products from our website and starts pushing them through AdWords. So again, a step-by-step process, and this is what they'll eventually look like once you actually get them through the process. So here you go. Okay, so I am going to install this on our store. Okay, and it wants us to sign into our Google account. So this is basically our Gmail account as well. If you are going to be using your personal Gmail account to track all of your everything through Gmail, on your personal account, you could add that here. I recommend getting a new Gmail account for your store. So say we did a razor sharp shaves at gmail.com. And then we can actually make sure all of our emails go through that one Gmail account and aren't getting mixed with our personal. So for this tutorial, I made an account on Gmail. So I'm going to sign into that account. This is the one that I made. And this is how we install the app, guys. I just wanted to show you this. So it's going to ask us for our Merchant Center account. our account ID, and I have not yet signed up with Merchant Center. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I already pulled up the page. So you can Google Merchant Center, and this will come up. So we're going to sign up here, and you can follow along. I'm in the United States. I'm going to just type U. And store. This is the email I'm going to be using. Continue. I agree with the policies. We have to verify my website. So actually, I missed a step here. You could do it this way, or if you want to do Google Webmaster Tools first. And this is the way that you're actually putting your website onto Google to begin with. So let me sign in here. Okay, so here it actually already pulled my website in because I just tried to go through the Merchant Center first. So I'm going to manage the property and I want to verify this property. The easiest way to do this is to go to alternative methods and to click HTML tag. Copy this, go back into your online store themes, click these three dots, edit HTML, theme liquid, and then right under your metas, those links, you're going to post what you just copied from here. And we're going to click save. And then also at this point, it's really important to go back to themes and to verify this from our domain name through Google. We have to remove our storefront password. We have to pick a plan. So all of this has to happen. This was going to be in my tie-up video, but I'm going to do it now. So basically, I'm picking a plan, putting it on my credit card, confirming the charges. Okay, going back into my online store themes. And now I can actually remove my password because I've signed up and paid. Okay, so my storefront password is off. And now if I go into verify, I was able to verify that I own this domain name, right? This is another thing that you should have to do. It's not necessarily part of Shopify, but it is a part of updating, getting your store ready to contact suppliers. So that's why I'm actually walking through this now. If we go into sitemaps, we can add our sitemap for our store. So it shows me my domain name, and then what a sitemap is, it's a easy way for Google to run through your store, to index it, to know what you actually have on your store, and it's basically the way that you're going to get seen on Google. So you pretty much have to do this. It's the fast way to do it, the fast track way. If you don't do this, Google will eventually find your store, but this is the fast track way. So we want to add a sitemap, and it's always that. So no matter what your store name is, it's always sitemap.xml. Submit, refresh the page. Okay, so we're all done on Google Webmaster Tools, right? This will go through and start being indexed probably within 24 hours. So again, we're all done here, and I'm going to go back to my Google Merchant Center, and hopefully now it says when I refresh the page, there you go. So everything's already, oh, please verify your website. Okay, so I verified it just now through Webmaster Tools, and now I want to claim it, and that's just claiming it in the Google Merchant Center. So that's easy as clicking a button. Okay, so now if we come back in here, that should go away if I refresh the page. Okay, so back to our app. We got a little sidetrack there because I hadn't done this prior, but Google Shopping, it's asking us for our account. That is right here. Confirm account. Okay, and it wants us to add our shipping information and our taxes. So we come back in here. I'm going to add where I live. This is going to be the same as how my store is set up like we did in the last video. And then I'm going to add my shipping. And again, this is going to be the same as we did in one of those prior videos. I'm going to do free shipping because that's what I had set on my store. And this would be then 0. So you go through this at your own speed and make sure you have your taxes and your shipping set up. This may take a second to actually load. Yeah, it thinks I didn't do it yet. Okay, there we go. So now we're finally actually into the app. So there's some steps we had to do beforehand. Some of this, the majority of this is shown in Michael Erickson's PPC course. So that's something else that you want to use while you're watching these videos. Go back and forth and make sure you're doing everything the way Michael showed, and then also linking it up to your Shopify account this way. So right now this is asking us if we want to publish our products. We can select certain products to publish, or we can select all of them. This is really important, guys. Don't do this until you actually have real products. You don't want to publish a test product. So I'm going to do this now, even though it's just test products, but make sure that you are doing this for your real products only, because you don't want to try to start selling fake products. So I'm going to publish these products. I'm going to cancel this once I'm done. Okay, and this is typically what happens. You get status errors. So they're not published because of some errors. If you click here, you can see my errors are that I don't have a product category. Because remember in the video where we uploaded the CSV, I said that we were going to be adding those product categories within the app. So that's common. And then I don't have my UPCs or my GTINs. Those are things that we're going to be adding now. So you can easily do this in bulk, right? So this is why I wait to do this in the app. If you click this little thing right here, that's going to highlight all of these. Say I did a search for, say you have multiple categories. I can do a search for beginner and then only beginner show and then click this. So that's the way to break down your products into easily searchable, easily editable in bulk sections. So I'm going to edit all of these, and then I'm going to go into bulk actions, and I'm going to set product category. And this is why I like this app over actually just figuring this out on your own. It will give you ideas of what your product should be in, right? So these are all the different categories. So I'm going to type in razor. There you go. It comes up. So I just started typing in razor, and this is the category that Google suggests I put my products in. I'm going to click it, and I'm going to click apply in bulk. That was one of my 2 errors coming up. Okay, now it's still showing me the errors, remember, because now I just have my missing UPC or things like that. So these are the products showing that have these errors. So I'm going to click them all, and then actually for this we would have to go into each product if we didn't have this. Okay, so it wants us to add where does it say? Okay, so it wants us to add a specific attribute, right? So for this, if you have a barcode or an MPN or a GTIN, any of these things from your supplier, that's where it goes. If it's a custom, see here, these are our options. If it's a custom product and it doesn't, or say it's like a one-off product for these razors, say that's like literally a made one time. I'm blanking on the word of that right now. But so basically, if it's a unique product, you would then tell Google to ignore that. So if your products don't have these things, you can do that. It will harm you. So try to get, it won't be the same as if you actually have that. So really try to get one of these numbers from your supplier. But if you don't, if they don't have a barcode, if they don't have a UPC, if they won't give you any of these numbers, you can tick this box. So because these are test products, I'm going to go in and I'm going to tell, which I could actually do in bulk, I'm going to tell Google that all of these products are custom, right? Again, even though they're not, I want those numbers in there. But for this purpose, I'm going to do that to get the error away. But basically now you see that these are all green and published, right? So again, if you can't get that number, you can make the product, you can show the product as being custom, but try to get one of those suggested attributes from your supplier. They usually have them. If they sell as much as we want them to sell, they would have those numbers. So again, that's how you get rid of these errors. You can edit them in bulk, and this is the Google Shopping app, which every single person who sells on Google Shopping should use. Okay, so that's all the apps. And in the next video, I'm going to show you guys how to add discount codes to your store, and that's actually done within Shopify. So I will see you guys in the next video.